Hello everyone and welcome back to Histories Tech, and today we are looking at the 2.5 ton 6x6 truck, better known as the deuce and a half. Now the good old deuce and a half was the standard Army medium truck from 1940 into the 1990s, and continues to serve with many militaries around the world to this day. Now, the whole purpose of this vehicle was in 1939, the U.S. Army Ordnance Corps was trying to develop a 2.5 ton 6x6 cargo truck that could be used in all weather. Additionally, the plan was for these trucks to be converted into other vehicles used by the Army, such as tankers, dump trucks, and things like that. Now, initially, 4 companies had submitted designs: Yellow Coach, Studebaker, International Harvester, and Aro Motor Company. Now, essentially, all the designs boil down to 5 main designs. First, the GMC CCKW, also known as the Jimmy, and this would become the standard U.S. Army truck of World War II, with 560,000 of them being produced. The second most produced U.S. vehicle of World War II, second only to the Jeep. And this design became the basis for several other vehicles, including the Duck. Now, the next most produced design of World War II was the Studebaker US6. And actually almost 200,000 of these were produced. However, most of them were exported to the Soviet Union due to the Lend-Lease program. And the third most produced deuce and a half design of World War II was the International M36. Now, this design was initially sent to the Soviet Union just like the Studebaker US6. However, after some improvements and modifications, it was actually given to the U.S. Navy and Marine Corps, where it demonstrated it had excellent off-road capabilities, and 30,000 were produced for them. Now, obviously, this wasn't the end of the deuce and a half story, because the GMC M135 came along as an improvement to GMC CCKW truck. And while it didn't gain as much popularity in the United States, it actually became the standard Army truck for the Canadian Army. But the truck that kind of gets the standard for being known as the deuce and a half is the Aro M35. But it would actually be produced by multiple companies. Now, this truck is typically what is shown nowadays as the deuce and a half 6x6 truck, and that is because the M35 became the standard for the United States military from the 1950s up until the 1990s, with some trucks even seeing life beyond that, serving with guard units and international units around the world. And the design was actually so favorable that the cab of the M35 would actually be copied for 5-ton and 10-ton trucks later. Additionally, the M35 had the widest production variety of any Army truck ever produced. And they had a number of different modifications done. They could be cargo trucks, dump trucks, semi-tractor trucks, fire trucks, tank trucks, van trucks, chassis cabs. The chassis cabs would be converted into different usages, such as ambulance trucks or command vehicles. Essentially, if you could put it on the back of one of these trucks, you could use it as something. I actually saw one time at a chemical plant these trucks being used to actually do maintenance on trains. It would even be used as a weapon of war when we saw them being converted into gun trucks. And just about every conceivable gun platform was actually attached to these trucks. We saw 20mm cannons, 50 caliber machine guns, M60s, even such weapons such as recoilless rifles were attached to these trucks, allowing them even more uses. And beyond their military service, they have enjoyed a long career as a civilian vehicle in various fields. Now, sadly for the deuce and a half, since 1996, they have eventually been phased out by the family of medium tactical vehicles, also known as the FMTVs. Now, this is a family of vehicles that started off with 17 original designs, but the new FMTV A2 variants have nearly 20 different designs. And so, like the deuce and a half, they will continue this legacy of being a base platform for a large variety of vehicles. But there you have it, just a quick look at the 2.5 ton 6x6 truck known as the deuce and a half, this World War II project that lasted well over 50 years later, and its legacy continues on in a new generation of vehicles. But that's it for today. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to the next time.